So here I am in my workshop. Um, Look at the state of it in here. There is stuff everywhere. Now, a little backstory to this workshop is up until just a few weeks ago, we had a dirt floor. It wasn't a very usable space. I did have a lot of junk stored in there, and when I sorted it out, I realised that most of that was rubbish. That's all gone. Um, there's still quite a lot of rubbish in here. We got the pool table in here. I've got to move that. Spontaneous purchase that was about a month ago. It's actually a lovely pool table, but it doesn't really belong in here. But it's very heavy. It's a slate bed pool table. I've got to get it through that door there, up some steps, and up over into a room on that corner of the building. I've got my sandblaster, my parts washer, some toolboxes. I've got benches down this wall, 2 of them. Yeah, they're rough benches. I must have made them 20 years ago, when I was actually working on vehicles most of the time with my late father. We restored quite a few old vehicles. Not for profit, mostly for fun. But building a business with my wife since my father's passing, I haven't had much time to play with this stuff, but business is doing okay. It's time for me to come and enjoy some of my toys again. Yes, I've got a tyre machine and a balancing machine. I do run a fleet of vans, and we do live out in the middle of nowhere. Punctures are an issue. Every time you get a puncture, it's a trip to the tyre shop, a 45-minute wait, £30, come back. It was doing my head in. So I brought a tyre machine, I brought a balancing machine, and those 2 machines have easily paid for themselves 5 times over. An excellent purchase. I've got this big trolley jack here on the floor with the handle leaning at just the right amount, so you know you're in danger of doing damage on the handle. But yeah, we got a sandblaster. There's a parts washer there with a broken on-off switch, which is dicey. You've got to watch you don't touch the live wires, but it adds a bit of spice to the game. Toolboxes. We got benches. We've got my collection of old paints down there. Got 2 welders. I've got my AC/DC TIG. It's an Artec model. That is the model. It's a nice TIG welder. I've got this Artec MIG welder. Does MIG and stick. It's been a fantastic machine. I have welded so many things with this machine. I've built recovery trucks, rescued cars, brackets. It's if you're into messing around in your shed and you haven't got a welder, buy yourself a MIG welder. They're super easy to use. You'll teach yourself to MIG weld in a couple of hours. They're cheap, inexpensive. I run them off brew gas from the local garden centre, because renting gas bottles for the amount I use them, it just isn't financially viable. They cost a fortune. I did used to have oxyacetylene, but yet again, they're so expensive and I hardly ever use them. I'd rather use a grinder. I've got a plasma cutter down under the bench there as well. I've got another MIG welder and a plasma cutter to pick up from my brother. It's not really any bigger than that machine there, but it is much newer and much nicer. It does weld nice, and he has got a much beefier plasma cutter. I think that cut nearly 1 inch thick still. My one is a very early model. I'll see if I can get a picture. It's down there. It's the Clark Plasma King. Now, that was from Machine Mart many, many years ago, when plasma cutters were, very expensive and not something the DIYer had. We actually bought that for cutting, initially cutting catalytic converters off old scrap cars. My father was into scrap cars, and that's what we used to cut the cats off. It's just easier. That's just a lot of junk from my old shed. But basically, we've got to get all this cleaned up, tidied up. Shelves, liquor white paint. I've got to put a new roof on this shed at some point. I'm going to go with insulated profile metal sheeting, because it's easy. Have priced that up. I think this building is The other side of that wall, it goes for about another 4 meters. So it's, and this is the roof. That wall there is a wall to the main shed, which has obviously got a pitched roof on. I haven't got to do that at the moment. But yeah, this is what we're working with. This will be where the projects will park. When I've made some space. I don't think Jimmy will fit in here at the moment. If you did, you wouldn't get around it. But yeah, this is where the magic will happen. And I will be filming it all and putting it on YouTube. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This is all new to me. I'm not looking to become the next Matt Armstrong. I'm merely going to come and play in my shed. Film it for you guys, for myself, for a bit of fun. Hopefully get some advice from some of you viewers. And yeah, that's, sorry about that. This channel's just me in my shed. I'll stand in front of the light like that because it gives me a bit of an aura. Look at that. It's like I'm like some kind of holy man. But yeah, this is the new home to my channel. Haven't really decided on a name yet, but I'm thinking I like the idea of Too Far Gone Workshop, or the Backstreet Garage, or the Institute of Bodgery, one or the other. We'll find a name. The name will come, a bit like a dog. You'll give a dog a name and 6 months later you call it something different because the name you picked didn't suit it. But this is where we will be beginning our adventure. We've got a few projects lined up. I've got to build a soapbox derby racer for an event happening the very beginning of June. I think it's the first Sunday in June. We did enter it last time. My company did sponsor this event. I made a giant Henry Hoover that we entered last time. I'll try and add some footage of that at some point when I fish some out. We'll show you the cart. It's buried in the bushes here somewhere. I'll pull it out. That's being entered. And I'm making a second entry this year as well. Basically a miniature version of one of my company vans. And yeah, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of something special. Something real good. Now, obviously this is early days and I don't think I've got a single subscriber. Not one of you. No one wants to watch me. I'll be honest, I don't want to watch me. But I'll put it up there. One of you might like it. Yeah, and there we go. Updates come soon. Hopefully the next video we'll have a, well, we probably won't have Jimny in here actually. Actually, yes, we will have Jimny in here. I've got to fix the starter motor on Jimny. It's driving me mad that it doesn't just start. It's very easy to bump start. The engine starts very easily, but obviously not without a starter motor. But that needs fixing. I think what we'll do, we'll mend the broken starter motor rather than replace it. And I'll film that. I'll have to get that bench cleared over there. Yeah, we'll have to make some room. I've got no room in here, and it's I can't do it on the pool table. So there you go. That is the opening of the channel. It's going to be amazing. See you soon.